On our recent trip to Yorkshire, I met an amazing stained glass artist who shared her recipe for the perfect Yorkshire pudding. You don't even need a measuring cup or scales. So let's get into it. Crack enough eggs to fill your mug. My mug is pretty big and it's going to make about 12 Yorkshire puddings, but if you want less, use a smaller mug. 6 large eggs fit perfectly in this cup. And if you love this mug, you can find the link for it in the description below. Add your eggs to a large jug or bowl. I like to use a jug because it's easier to pour into the Yorkshire tins when I'm ready to use it. I'm going to whisk up my eggs just a little bit so that it helps with the mixing process in the end. Now fill that same mug with plain or all-purpose flour, all the way to the top. And add that to your egg mixture. Now fill your mug to the top with full fat milk. And add that to your mix. Optionally, add in a pinch of salt and some black pepper. I'm just going to use some salt, but you don't have to add it at all. And get mixing. I'm using an immersion blender to get the smoothest batter possible, but if you're going to use a whisk, add your milk in stages so that it doesn't clump up. You want it to be quite thin, like a crepe batter, and you want to make sure there are no lumps, so if you've done it by hand, you may want to pass it through a sieve. Cover it up and pop it in the fridge. You'll want your batter to rest at least a few hours or overnight in the refrigerator. When you're ready to bake, get your oven heated to 220 degrees Celsius or 425 degrees Fahrenheit. Add your fat to each section of your tins. I'm using these Yorkshire pans, which are really shallow and cause the Yorkshire to come up like a proper cup. But you can use muffin tins if you don't have Yorkshire pans. Here's a bonus tip. If you're using muffin tins, take your batter out of the refrigerator and let it come up to room temperature before using it. This will help to give it a better rise up the sides of your muffin tins. But if you're using a Yorkshire pan, use it straight from cold. Yorkshire puddings are traditionally made with beef drippings, which is what I'll use today. But if you haven't got any, you can use lard or a good quality high smoking point oil like avocado or vegetable. Now pop that in the oven while it's preheating so that it gets nice and hot. You want your oil to be smoking hot before you add your batter to the pan. And one final tip for making the perfect Yorkshire pudding is putting a pan of water in the bottom of the oven while it's preheating. This will create steam in the oven and make your Yorkshires really rise up. My mixture is separated a little bit, so I'm just going to give it a stir. And when you're adding your batter, I find it easiest for it to be in a jug so that you can just gently open the oven and pour it in. You don't want to lose any of that heat from the oven. Fill your tins to 2/3 or 3/4 full. These need to bake for 20 to 25 minutes or until they're a deep golden brown. And under no circumstance should you open the oven while they're baking. You don't want flat Yorkshires.
They are so light and fluffy, absolutely perfect for a Sunday roast or Christmas dinner.
One of my favorite side dishes to go with a roast is my sweet and savory potato bake. You have to check out the recipe here. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.